I could go to Esther and farm some energy crystals. I believe. The original Final Fantasy game? You mean Final Fantasy 1? That's interesting. I did not know that. That sounds interesting. Well, I guess, I mean, he's probably not the only person who lives that kind of life. There must be some kind of novelists and probably artists or whatever who do something similar. It's just that most people in that situation would probably continue to make games or whatever they were doing before they retired. So this is the El Noel guy, right? Can you somehow get more energy crystals? I wonder if there's a way to... can you muck them maybe? Or is it just a drop? You'd like to read a thesis written by Kindness? Well, who wouldn't like to read a thesis written by Kindness? I can put on rare item. Would I get more than one then? I wonder. Also, is there a fast way to kill this thing? Maybe if I had like death? What is the muck item though? I know that if you muck something it cannot drop items. That's the same way it works in FF7. Hey Luke. I am streaming like somewhat regularly right now, but it's kind of hard to predict how things will be. Doesn't anybody have Holy? Where's my backup Holy cast stock? Oh, here it is. And pain? Where's pain? Where's all the existential pain I have? I found it. In this mod, wear item has actually been improved to make you actually get the wear items and not the medium slot wear items. You know, FF8 has 4 item drop slots, like 1 being the most common and 4 being the rarest. And essentially in the original game, wear item gives you like the item number 2, I think, the most often, so like the second most common item. It doesn't actually give you the rarest item, but in this mod, it actually gives you the actual rarest item, not the third rarest item, or like the second most common item. Maybe I should scan this enemy to understand what I can do to it. I don't seem to have scan equipped though. Oh, you can actually, wow, you can actually one-hit KO it. That's good to know, because this makes things much faster. So this is still a somewhat fast way of getting Ultima spells. I have not played Saga Frontier 2 or 1. I have not played that many games actually in all my life. I mean, mostly FF7, FF8 and Hide and Seek, in that order. I only got moonstones this time. You know, not too long ago somebody made me actually play a couple of games on stream. I, for the first time, played games like Crash Bandicoot 1 and 2. And FF Tactics, that's true. Why do I keep getting these moonstones? I don't want any moonstones. This isn't Pokemon, you don't need moonstones. I don't want my Pokemon to evolve via moonstones. I mean, FF Tactics was an interesting experience. I mean, now that I played it, I mean, I think like the gameplay mode isn't that fun, but I mean, FF Tactics made me appreciate FF Tactics visual arts. Like, I like to watch FF Tactics streams now, which I basically never do, but sometimes the people I follow on Twitch, they stream FF Tactics, and I like to watch that just for like the visual art of it. I don't like the soundtrack very much, I don't like the gameplay, but it's kind of aesthetically pleasing. I think what I read is that in this mod the high level tier is starting at 40, so this enemy is not sufficiently high leveled. I guess that's why it doesn't give me energy crystals. It's weak to wind. I thought it would be weak to holy actually. Any TRPGs I like. I didn't even know there was a term TRPG, like tactical RPGs. I mean, to be honest, I don't even know any others besides FF Tactics. Never mind, there is Ultima. I think I've heard of this Gaia, and I'm fairly familiar with Fire Emblem, but I haven't played any of these. I mean, even though Ultima is like a not garbage spell, like the jump from other spells to Ultima isn't that steep in this game anymore, which kind of makes getting it not that useful. Like, I mean, if you compare Ultima to Triple, it's a meager 5 boost to magic. That's not very much. Like, I think in the original game, it's at least 10 points you get from Ultima over Triple to magic. And on evasion, it's like, this is ridiculous. It's only a 2% boost over stop. That's not even like... that's hardly even worthwhile. Yeah, but even on elemental defense it has been nerfed. In the original game it gives you 1 per point. In this one it's only half a point, so... I don't really like how they nerfed Ultima. They could have just made it less easy to get. Wow, Wizard Stones. I mean, I'm getting items all over the place. Wizard Stones, Moonstones, and Energy Crystals. I don't know if I should keep rare item on or not, but... it seems like I'm getting all kinds of hot garbage. I mean, I don't really know if this is a good way to get Ultima anyway. I mean, it is somewhat consistent, but the side effect is that I level up, which I'm not so sure if I want to do that. I mean, I guess you're right, I could look into it once more. Let's take all of this off. So, I guess if you have Ultima full life and life equipped, you have 100% protection, which is really all you need. And then you could use these spells for other things. Quake and Tornado. Even though it seems like I have no use for Quake and Tornado now. These spells are not really that great, it seems, for anything else. I mean, I could put Tornado on Evasion. It ties with Stop. So I could use Stop here, I guess. Doesn't she have death? Why does she not have death? That's strange. Also, what exactly is that supposed to signify, this spooky, gloomy laughter? I mean, apparently he is turned into a monster, right? That's the most commonly accepted theory of why he's laughing like an idiot. Yeah, something like that, actually. Wow, I got 4 energy crystals. That is a lot. I mean, if you just want nobody to come near you, there's probably ways that you can already accomplish that by. Just try to stop showering for like a month or two, and you might already be a good step closer to accomplishing that goal. Well, the issue is if you hold an axe, then people in official-looking armor might come and try to take that axe away from you because you might actually look too spooky. You have to find like a good peak spooky value that's like if you look too spooky, the police might come because they think you might be up to something. But if you don't look spooky enough, then people might get to you. So there's probably like an optimum spookiness level at which people do not come to you. A story on Halloween, wow, I need to hear that. PSW, PSV not to be confused with, isn't there SPW? Sun protection value, something like that. Which is basically the same as spookiness. Is Romancing Saga 2 even on Steam? I don't really ever pay attention to all of these Steam game commercials and sales. I mean, people don't necessarily look spooky on Halloween. I mean, Halloween is just about dressing up, and some people dress up in a non-spooky way, like... I mean, there's a whole plethora of like sexy spooky costumes, like sexy spooky nurse, sexy spooky garbage person, sexy spooky teacher, sexy spooky ghost. I mean, it's not necessarily a spooky outfit. I mean, I guess that's true. They took the knife off you? Wow. You know, in Germany at least, Halloween is kind of misunderstood. People have interesting views on what Halloween means. A sexy, slutty Anne Frank costume, wow. Are you sure it was Anne Frank? Like, how would one even know that it's Anne Frank? I mean, Anne Frank doesn't really have that much in terms of, like, how would you even dress up for people to realize you're Anne Frank? I don't really see that. Well, people don't really take the dress up so seriously, and it's not like you can be, it has to always have like a clear spookiness to it, I mean, from the way I understand it in the United States, Halloween you can dress up as like something that is not even spooky. Like you can dress up as I said, something sexy or slutty, or you can just try to impersonate the people, or you know, anything like that. Whereas in Germany, it's kind of more you have to have like some kind of ghost costume or like an alien or I don't know, something that people can immediately recognize as something you might see in a haunted house. Um, so there's no comedic costumes. And the entire trick or treating is not really that established, so don't expect to like get anything. And some people are actually quite opposed to the entire Halloween thing, so they get angry when you go to them and you like ring their doorbell and you ask for candy. However, on the other hand, people who like go for a who go trick or treating, they also get angry and they like go overboard with the tricking, and like they blow up their mailboxes and stuff, and then you have to call the police, and it's all just messy. I mean, that might just be an exaggeration, but it's not necessarily such an innocent, fun thing here. Yeah, there's like a pseudo-religious holiday that some religious people are angry is being kind of made less relevant next to Halloween. I am fighting this monster because it drops energy crystals, which I use to turn into Ultima spells. I mean, when I was a child, Halloween was just on... it was just a new thing in Germany, and I actually went trick-or-treating one year. And most people didn't really understand the concept of it, so we didn't really get many things. Like, we got quite little candy, and I mean, you carve pumpkins, that's true, but you don't need candy corn. You don't even have candy corn here. You, like, that's not really a thing. I have never seen candy corn, like, you can't really buy that. Yes, it's the Ragnarok mod. I mean, it's not like people people didn't know what I was doing. I mean, I wasn't trick-or-treating on my own, I was with like 3 other children. And we were like going through the neighborhoods, and it was probably like, I don't know, 6 o'clock in the evening or so. And some people did not like that they were being disturbed in the evening by children who were asking for food. Some of them actually gave you like apples. Like, what kind of degenerate imbecile gives children apples for candy? What do you get from the Chocobo minigame? You get lots of very powerful items. that you can transfer into FF8. I can show you later. I've already done so though, so I don't really need any more items from it. I just keep it running in the background in case I decide I still need to get some more items. So, how long would you even go for trick-or-treating on like on a Halloween in the United States? Like, how long is a trick-or-treat session supposed to be? How many hours? And how much candy is I supposed to get from a trick-or-treat session? $90. Interesting. I'm pretty sure that we went out for longer than that, probably 3 hours. 7 to 8 pounds. That would be like 4 kilograms. That's a lot for a child. I mean, that's... you could probably like sell that. That's interesting. I mean, I don't suppose mailboxes are being blown up on a regular basis. I am pretty sure you could probably press charges if that happens more often. I don't see how people should worry about that very much. I mean, it must have happened a few times, but probably not that much. Well, the item amnesia greens is actually quite useful. Maybe you should indeed replay this. And I haven't actually tried Devour yet, maybe I should at some point. I see. But what exactly do you do at a Halloween party anyway? Is it just a costume party? Like, what exactly turns a party into a Halloween party? What are the prerequisites? I mean, isn't any party like that though? I mean, just about any party has alcohol, and you can argue that people wear costumes quite a bit as well. More or less, I guess. I mean, not costumes, but sort of costumes. I mean, how would you differentiate a costume party from a Christmas party? Except for the date, obviously. Is it just different decoration and a different date in the year, but the rest is pretty much the same? Alcohol and costumes. I mean, I never quite understood the whole costume thing. I mean, you only really wear it once, right? So it's kind of a waste of time and money to choose a costume and only wear it once. Yes, I am indeed farming energy crystals. I mean, how can you make costumes out of stuff you already have? Like, that sounds like a challenge, actually. I mean, interesting. But still, I mean, the costume that you made out of the stuff you have, you cannot undo, can you? I mean, you cannot turn the costume back into its pieces. Like, if you make a costume out of meat, let's just go with that, or like strawberries, you cannot use those afterwards again, can you? I mean, then again, I guess it's not very common to make a costume out of edible foods, so I guess you would make a costume out of, I don't know, pens or cushions, pillows, condoms, something like that, right? Those are three interesting categories. Oh, it's the spooky alien again. You know, speaking of costumes or cosplay, it seems like there isn't really that much. I mean, maybe I just haven't looked far enough, but I don't really see very much Final Fantasy character cosplay, which is kind of a shame. I'd like to see more of it. Yes, it does something. At least later on it does. I mean, I wasn't really, I was basically forced to wear that costume. It was a life or death situation. If I hadn't worn that costume, I probably would have been killed by evil ghosts or something. I wasn't really choosing to wear that costume, you know? It was very much the way I said it was. Also, I forgot how you do the other parts of the side quest. The stone side quest. I don't remember how that one works exactly. Don't these just talk to you somehow? Like, why do the stones not talk to me? Am I missing something? I think I've just been to Eldbeck Peninsula. I think this would be much better if I had Ankanon already, but I want to do this before I have... Yeah, I only have 3. I'm missing, I think, this one. There is something on this island, right? Another stone. Also from Rinoa cosplay. Let me see. Well, this one is actually very convincing. I mean, she might look like her though, but is she as Quaker as we know her? We can't really judge her on that, can we? So if you read this from the bottom right corner downwards, it says Mordred Plains has treasure. I think this is the trigger that allows you to go there. So now the stones might actually finally start talking to me. Oh yeah, it's actually not stones, it's rocks. And I forgot which one is telling you the truth. And which one isn't. White ones. I think the wet one is lying. What is that? So can anybody confirm if the wet one is the one that's lying and you have to do the opposite of what it says? Has anybody actually ever done this side quest besides me? It seems like I've never seen anyone else do this. I see, okay. It's only 3 stars though. This is part of kindness percent, exactly. Now there's another item on this island here that gives you the same thing you can steal from Odin. A Aegis armlet, I believe, that teaches AGF evasion junction. I just don't remember where this is. This is like awfully specific. And it's best to do this if you have encounter non-equipped. I don't remember the setup for this even, like, it's somewhere on this island, but... I mean, on the PC version you can, like, see little squares. It's in one of those squares somewhere. Also, can you do this right away, or do you need to have some kind of other trigger before this becomes available? think it's actually like on this... somewhere here. Somewhere. What trigger is that you need? How do you trigger this so that you're able to find this? In front of Dollards there is a pillar. I don't remember this. Oh, I think I know what you mean now. There's like some kind of stone you also find that says you have to pick up something. But I forgot what island that is. It's... Are you sure it's this one? Oh, it's the other sides. For some reason this kind of feels familiar. Oh yeah. So are they ever escaping again? This is taking a long time. Also, where do I still need to see Pew Pew? What are the locations where you encounter Pew Pew? Oh, I haven't been to the Windhill one, I think. That one I have not done for sure. Oh, it's actually a Lockjaw Squall. I thought it's an Aegis Armlet. Maybe I have been here before, I'm not sure. Also, you can literally see, like, there is a slit in the ground. Like, a black slit wonderful graphics, realistic world map. You have to be careful if you go for a walk in the real world outside, not to fall down into those cracks in the grounds from the animation in the world. It's quite dangerous actually. I know I've been to the one in Timber, and this is Winhill, and I've seen the one in Shravia, I believe. Oh, that means I haven't done the one in the desert yet. What can you get here from these blue stones? Just the boring demi-draw points? I mean, that's not even anything useful, just demi. Wow. Underwhelming. I probably wasn't in the right spot of the deserts. That is a mod only thing. You can abolish card rules in this mod for 50,000 gil. But that comes only with this mod. You can do this in any area. It removes the card rules from that area. I think I'm not quite west enough. It actually costs more in space because it's probably most useful in space. You have to pay 100,000 gil there. So now I can go to the one by the Chocobo Forest, right? And see it crash down. Oh, and maybe I could see what's going on here in the interesting island closest to heaven. I mean, I'm probably gonna die here, but let's just have... let's just confirm I'm gonna die. I mean, there are other enemies than just Malboros here. There's also Ochus and some weaker enemies than you can find in the island closest to Hell. The island closest to heaven isn't... I mean, the island closest to Hell is much worse than the island closest to heaven. I don't think you can encounter T-Rex here. T-Rex are island closest to Hell only. You can't find them in heaven. Aegis Armlet teaches Evasion Junction. I know that. I don't even know if I want to max my level right now, but I could try, I guess. See how it goes. I mean, so far this is not too bad. These enemies are not even really hard, are they? I know I have not done that yet. I don't have Eden yet. This is probably also a good way to level your GFs. If you're into that. I kind of don't want to fight this enemy again, I've already done that. I want to see what other enemies you can encounter here, because those are not fun once you've already done them. I mean, maybe I should go to the island closest to hell actually and see if there's any more fun to be had there. I have every GF except for Eden by this point. It's essentially a gameplay rebalance / hardcore mods. This could be interesting. Oh look, I killed it though. This is actually susceptible to instant death. This is susceptible to instant death as well. I know that. I could just try to get lucky here. Oh look, I did. Yes, bosses I think have fixed levels now, and some places have the level cap, or their level configuration changed. For instance, normally in the Lunatic Pandora, enemies are level 1, but in this mod they are not. And in Ultimicia's castle normally enemies have a completely random level. They no longer do either. Yeah, this is the island closest to hell. I'm just doing some interesting leveling up here because I want to see if that's already possible. And it seems that it is. Wow, those are 3. Normally you encounter only 2 at most. This must be a new encounter. Wow, they are immune to that. Not cool. Oh look, this is the interesting fight. I do have Doom Train. I haven't really used JFs in a while. Maybe I should use JFs again and see how they work for this part. I think I'm gonna die here again, because that's the way it seems. I don't really know, but maybe that could be it. I mean, you're probably wondering, because Selfie got out of sleep first. Does she even have my highest spirit stats? I didn't pay attention to that. I mean, I just should have junctioned my status defenses better. If I didn't take poison damage, I might even have survived that. But I didn't have poison defense maxed, so that's really no big surprise here. So, I mean, obviously what you need is... I guess you don't really need stop defense. I don't really know why I'm even doing this though. Like, what is the point of killing these Marlboros? Oh hey Punky. I also don't really know if I would regard those as the hardest enemies here. They're probably, I mean, you could argue that Ruby Dragon might be just as annoying. I guess Malbows are just most famous for this place. And I think I have enough of this enemy. It's no fun. Those are also kind of annoying, actually. Well, feels bad indeed, I think. You know, what you missed was actually a 3-voice rendition. It wasn't just a conventional, ordinary performance, it was truly out of this world. I hope you already regret wasting your time on such petty things such as sleep. That kept you from reaching new auditory heights in your life. I mean, you could have had acoustic revelations. So, what I get from this attack is sleep, berserk, blind, silence, and that's it. I think Selfie gets out of that because she has auto haste first, so oh, you also get slow, that's right. I don't even know if I can still lose this fight. It's probably just gonna be very slow because every iteration of Bad Breath is gonna make me waste more and more time. Maybe I should just come back in 10 minutes and see if the battle is already over or not. Also, Berserk isn't even necessarily such a bad status effect. It makes your attacks deal more damage, so I don't really know if this is like, if you are a Malboro, I'm not sure if you are Bad Breath should inflict Berserk. That might not be so ideal in terms of surviving. Well, maybe this just shows that enemies are not exactly very smart. I mean, this enemy should just have cultivated a different type of bad breath that does not inflict berserk. I mean, Marlboro is not exactly coincidentally named almost the same as the cigarette brand Marlboro. I am pretty sure that that is actually a reference. I don't know what it's called in Japanese though. I think they have a very different name in Japanese that doesn't make that reference. Oh really? Lucky strikes? That is interesting. Because that's a very similar cigarette illusion. Interesting, I didn't know that. Oh, you get curse spikes, wow. This is like actually not garbage, I like that. I like curse spikes, they're kind of hard to come by. I actually need 100 to make a dark matter for Quistis to learn Shockwave Pulsar. Maybe I can get some more here. I don't... Oh, one curse spike only. That's not enough, we need more curse spikes. I mean, you can get curse spikes in other ways, but why not use this method? I kind of prefer the balance of this much more than vanilla, yes. Even though by this point I've already kind of broken the mods once more. By means of stuff like Chocobo Worlds. But I mean, that was bound to happen sooner or later anyway. Well, if you played it on PlayStation, you would have to have an actual hardware piece called Pocket Station that basically no one did in the West, so basically you most likely wouldn't play it on PlayStation. Chocobo Worlds. Actually, I think I could now get Eden. Oh look, I have to consider this enemy though first. This is actually a fairly scary enemy. Because it can use an attack called Breath, which is very high powered and easily kills you. I think you can actually put these enemies to sleep. If only I had sleep. I don't have that spell, wonderful. I think this is my first time seeing Blasting Zone. This mod. I've had every finisher except for Blasting Zone so far. You thought link cables were futuristic and technologically advanced? I mean, how old were you when you had that opinion of link cables? That's an interesting opinion to hold, I would say. You were less than a decade old, and then a decade old. I mean, maybe that explains why you thought they were technologically advanced. I think Pokemon came out before 1999. Sailor Moon. You know, speaking of Sailor Moon, I not too long ago actually watched some of it, and that series is really one series. They have really interesting ideas of justice and love in that series. So I think it's time now to try and go for Eden. They don't sail to the moon. They want to find the moon princess though, and the silver crystal, which is probably more or less the same as sailing to the moon. Also, I need to get some food now first, so I'll be back in like a few thousand years.